What's going on, YouTube? This is Mag Dog TV. We back with another one. It looks like we have a lot of Colorado Buffalo players named to be in the East West Shrine Bowl watch list. We're going to talk about all that in this video, so let's get to it.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I
Superstars like Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter may garner most of the attention, but the Colorado Buffaloes have several other players with serious NFL potential. We're going to talk about all that in this video, so let's keep the train rolling. Right now, you guys are looking at safety Travis J. Now, Travis J didn't see the field much last season in Boulder, but the former Florida State Seminole remains an experienced member of the Colorado secondary, and he was definitely selected for a watch list for the Shrine Bowl, where I feel like he's definitely capable of definitely turning it up for this upcoming season. I'm very excited to see what he can do for the 2024 season. Next up, you have defensive lineman Hill Green, linebacker. Now, he recorded a whopping 73 total tackles with Charlotte last season before transferring to Colorado. One of those guys I have high expectations for the 2024 season. He adds a lot of size, a lot of experience to this defense, which will definitely be more versatile, more athletic, and bigger as far as when we start speaking about the front seven. Next up, we have is B.J. Green, who's a former walk-on at Arizona State. He's a fan's favorite, is expected to make an immediate impact on Colorado's new look as far as at the defensive line position. Very excited for him once as well. He brings a lot of size, speed, and leadership with this football team. As you guys know, I have Deion Hayes as my favorite guy or the best guy on the defensive line. But for a lot of you guys are saying B.J. Green is definitely one of those guys to look out for the 2024 season. But anyway, let's keep the train rolling. Next up, we have is wide receiver Jimmy Horn Jr. Now, Jimmy Horn Jr. is playing with a chip on his shoulders for the 2024 season. He said this numerous times on a lot of different podcasts, Reach the People Media podcast to be exact. Now, Jimmy Horn Jr. finished his first season at Colorado with 58 total receptions, 567 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He brings a lot of speed to the offense, versatility, as well as experience. With him having a year under his belt, up under Coach Prime, I don't see why he shouldn't be able to receive a lot of different accolades and be invited to the Shrine Bowl, just to be exact, for the 2024 season, but we will see how everything play out. Next up, we have is offensive lineman Tyler Johnson. Now, Tyler Johnson is one of the few guys Coach Prime added on the offensive line. You guys know Coach Prime made a big emphasis of bringing in some dogs on the offensive line, and he's definitely done that, leading with Tyler Johnson, another key piece to Colorado revamped offensive line. Former Houston Cougar Tyler Johnson was rated as a 4-star transfer per 247 Sports. Next up, we have is Deion Hayes, who's I feel like is the best defensive lineman on Colorado's roster as we speak. I know a lot of you guys had B.J. Green, but I got Deion Hayes. Mind you, both of these guys are on the list as far as watch list for the Shrine Bowl, so it says a lot about how good these guys are. One of the more underrated transfers coming to Colorado, Deion Hayes led Pittsburgh with 10.5 tackles for a loss last season. I have high expectations for him for the 2024 season. Now you guys are looking at Khalil Benson, offensive lineman, fan favorite, hands down. Changed the game as far as the mentality of the offensive line's locker room. He's also from Mississippi, my home state. Woo! Let's go, baby. Yes, yes. Former Indiana Hoosier Khalil Benson figures to be a massive piece of Colorado's rebuilt offensive line. As you guys know, they gave up 50-plus sacks. So bringing in somebody like Khalil Benson with a chip on his shoulder that plays with aggression, plays that dog mentality, very much needed for the 2024 season, and I don't see why he can't get invited to the Shrine Bowl. Next up, we have is DB Preston Hodge. Now, Preston Hodge is one of those guys that I was kind of, he proved me wrong type of guy. He's one of those guys that a lot at stake for him for the 2024 season. Preston Hodge committed to Colorado in December following 2 dominant seasons with the Liberty Flames. And he's one of those guys that went to a small school, but he's been balling ever since he got to camp. So, as I said before, he proved me wrong, and it's a Great way for those out there that's going to a small school or considering go to a small school. Look at what Preston Hyde has done. You know, just because you go to a small school don't mean you don't have what it takes. So I'm very excited to see him ball out for the 2024 season. Next up, we have is defensive lineman Amari McNeil. Now, defensive lineman Amari McNeil is one of the only 4 returning buffs on the list. Produced 31 total tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, and 3 sacks last season. His experience is definitely going to help the defensive line. Having somebody on the defensive line that know what needs to be done or know what Coach Prime is needing on the defensive front is definitely key for the 2024 season. So I feel like with that, it's definitely going to help the whole entire defensive line for the 2024 season. Next up, we have is wide receiver LaJohntay Wester. Speed kills. Every time I think about LaJohntay Wester, I think about speed. Another top transfer portal wide receiver. LaJohntay Wester put up big numbers at Florida Atlantic before joining to the Buffs in January. Can play on the outside, inside, special teams. Whatever you need him to do, he can definitely do it, which is why I definitely see why they probably have him as the watch list for the 2024 season or after it. And I definitely can see him playing on the National Football League level when you start speaking about what he can create to an offense. Definitely excited to see this kid for the 2024 season. Next up, we have is Vanderbilt transfer wide receiver Will Sheppard. Now, Will Sheppard is definitely projected to be Shedeur Sanders' top target this fall for the 2024 season, along with some other guys that I have as far as Amari Miller. But Amari Miller didn't make the list, so I can't mention him. But I just feel like there's so many guys within this locker room that definitely can be on this list. But Will Sheppard is definitely one of those guys you have to look out for. His experience, his great route running, his ability to catch within traffic definitely is going to help Shedeur Sanders a lot, especially the third and short red zone type of situation. So I'm very excited to see what he can do for the 2024 season. As I said during the beginning of the video, and I'm also saying now, Shedeur Sanders will soon enter his senior season at Colorado as one of the college football's top quarterbacks, and he's going to garner a lot of NFL attention, him and Travis Hunter. That's just what it is. For those that don't know, because this is actually very amazing to see all of these Colorado Buffaloes being on the Shrine Bowl watch list. This is the most that we've seen in some time as far as Colorado's history. The East and West Shrine Bowl is an annual college football showcase game that aims to give draft eligible players another opportunity to compete in front of NFL scouts. The 2025 Shrine Bowl is scheduled for January 30th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Colorado did not have any players compete in the 2024 Shrine Bowl, but 12 of them are on the watch list this year. Absolutely amazing, man. I'm very excited for these guys, and I will be in attendance at that Shrine Bowl, by the way. So drop me in the comments, let me know what you guys feel, and if you guys like the video, definitely subscribe to the channel. Peace.